Welcome back to Kinlaig on Farming Simulator 25 Highlands Fishing. It's episode 29 with me, MrSealyp. Control en route, Kinlaig Porridge factory, 2 pumps on scene, persons reported. The drama, the intrigue, the devastation. Oh, the humanity. Well, it all comes off the back of a lack of maintenance being done. And that all came off the back of a dispute between the owners. And it's interesting, because it's owned by the Bank of Kinlaig, but they're not the owners, because the Bank of Kinlaig is owned. Big corporations, you know how it is. Corporate greed and all that kind of thing. So what was happening was, at the mill, maintenance and repair was being done by local crews, local people. They would come out and they'd been working at the mill and doing repairs and maintenance of the mill for years, decades, generations. But the higher-ups, the people that be, decreed that maintenance and repair was to be done by an outside company. That outside company was beholden to another outside company, which was beholden to another outside company. So one company fed another company, fed another company, fed another company. So the dispute was going on about who was going to provide maintenance, and the whole time the argument was going about who was going to provide maintenance. Maintenance wasn't being done. Now, flour, especially when you're dealing with things like wheat and barley and things like that, flour produced is highly flammable. I remember watching Tested many years ago, and they did a thing with corn flour. It was unbelievable, and it happens quite a lot of flour mills and stuff if you're not careful. It only takes a small spark, something to go wrong, and you know it will go up. So that's what happened. It was just a freak accident. We are going to turn it before we get there. The whole facility is now unusable. Burnt to a crisp, in the process of being demolished, and will no longer be. It's frustrating, it's annoying, it is what it is, but we got some of our porridge out literally an hour, and maybe not even that, before it went up, and we still had stuff in there. We still had produce in there, so we could have got a lot more out, but we didn't. Why is that still showing? That's what it's showing. It wants to transfer from the back sprayer unit to the front section. So yeah, it's interesting. Well, I don't want to get into the politics of it all. I'm not happy. I'm not happy. If you read between the lines of what's going on, the grain flake facility needed upgrades, needed work doing, as we've just said, maintenance and things like that. And yeah, I'm sorry, it ain't happening. So we came off the back of an episode where I was saying that this contract we took on, which is this contract here, says remove the small weeds in the field using a weeder. Now I can't remember if I've done it before where I've used a weed like a weed killer, like herbicide, and it's allowed me to. Now sometimes it specifies very clearly what you have to use. I can't see any reason why it won't, because at the end of the day all it wants you to do is get rid of the weeds. How you go about doing that shouldn't be an issue, and I can't remember if it's alright or not. And I'm probably sure at the end of the last episode people commented saying, yeah, don't worry about it, it's fine. Great, that's awesome. But doesn't have to check. Plus, while we're doing it, we can tick off a contract. I'm assuming. Do I need my crop sensors on? I suppose I do, don't I, for doing weeding and stuff as well? It's on, so yeah, we should be fine. So let's turn that on. I do have access to this land. Why is it saying that? It's not removing them. So it's not letting me. It is spraying, it is doing the dot application, but not getting rid of anything. So it won't. We're at the right field, aren't we? Yeah. Oh, that's ridiculous. At the end of the day, do they want it weeded or not? The contract offered a small weeder. I thought, well, I've got herbicide. Why would I don't want to lose money on the, you know, leasing a piece of equipment when I can get rid of it with the herbicide. You know, I was convinced people, you know, it was going to be that. Well, of course you can. It's, you know, I thought we'd done this before. Yeah, look at the bottom it says weed and then weeder. I'm trying to get rid of the weeds. Let me get rid of the weeds. That's just an absolute nonsense. Absolute nonsense. Okay, so the problem with that is now I've either got a lease of a weeder, which is going to cost me how much it's going to cost a lease of weeder, or I lose the contract. Which, no, I didn't need that, didn't I? I was sure that was. I mean, I thought it would probably work, but as I was coming out, I was thinking, oh, the likelihood of it working is going to be low, isn't it? Because, you know, because giants, you know, giants. Where are we, weeders? There. How much is it to lease the Gorenk? Weeders pull out small grown weeds. I mean, it's saying weeder, isn't it? You guarantee I'll lease that, and it'll say, oh no, you need a hoe. It definitely says a weeder. How much is that to lease? It's not very big, is it? 6 meters. 331 off a £9 contract. Might as well. Might as well. Okay, right, I'll go and grab that. Oh, that's really annoyed me, that has. Oh, that's got my goat. Oh. Fold it up, let's go and get the weeder. Whoa. Easy, tiger. Back to the store. Right, see you back out in a minute to get that done. We have got some hoeing. I don't think it's worth me investing in a hill. We sold the, we sold the porridge. That came to 71 grand, so we got 35.5 from the Bank of Kinlaig, and the fish as well. That's why we're up to 411. Have we checked on today's purchasables? Anything available second hand that we could pick up? Merge Pro, 45 grand. We've got that big front mounted windrow. Don't really need any of this, do we? I wasn't going to do it, people. I wasn't going to do it, but I'm going to now. It's time for a rant. Are you ready? I haven't done a rant in a while, have I? So, everything that has transpired comes off the back of a simple update. Just a simple update. I was quite happy doing my thing. We had the grain flake porridge factory mod, and it was great. I love it. I think it's a brilliant mod. Really enjoying it. And the greenhouses that come with it, which do the blueberries and the blackberries and the raspberries and that kind of stuff. Great. No problem at all. It was doing its thing, minding its own business, as was I. So, when there was an update, and it was required that it got updated by corporate, it seemed innocuous enough. Is that the right word? I kind of looked and thought, huh, yeah, that's all right. Let's drop that down. Do that. Please start getting rid of the weeds. It's not saying I don't have access. Is it removing weeds as we go? It is. Brilliant stuff. Yeah, it seemed fair enough. You know, I had a kind of quick glance through one of the days I did the mods. It's had an update. Awesome. Now, part of that update was with the greenhouses, which is pretty cool. And what it did with the greenhouses, it added in some beehives at the back of the greenhouses, so that, as well as the things you're normally producing, it produces honey too. Because the grain flake, as you saw, I put beehives in, and we've been producing our own honey because some of the recipes at the Porridge factory required honey. So that was awesome. I love that. Part of the other update, and it didn't say much about it, it said was that for added realism, maintenance would be required on your building, and then obviously as the longer you have the building, it needs maintenance. And again, you think, oh, all right, that's fair enough, you know. We can deal with that. Of course we can. A little bit of maintenance here and there. And this is what I'm talking about, and this is what I was saying in a kind of guarded way. And then in the end, because I've just suddenly realised about the greenhouses. As I was going to collect this, I suddenly thought, hang on a minute, this is not as simple as I thought it was going to be. So let me just stop a second while we're weeding. If we come into here, and we come into our purchase point. Now, the thing about this is, which does my head in, I know why it's done, I 100% understand, and I know why it's been done. But it annoys me. So we come to pallets and we come down to here. We have got maintenance pallet available, but that maintenance pallet is available as part of another mod pack. Now, the grain flake porridge factory mod requires maintenance now. So my argument would be, if that's the case, update it and just make that pallet available with that mod, so that if you are going to do maintenance, you can just come and buy the pallets and you can do maintenance. Now, if you don't want to buy pallets, then you have the choice to download the mod pack that produces those maintenance pallets. You've got the option to do that then, haven't you? You've got the pallet available. If you don't want to be paying 2,500 and you say, look, I'd rather have another factory that produces those that I can place and I can add stuff to if I want to. But I do have the option to buy a pallet if I want. But that's where this tiny little change, I say improvement, to the grain flake porridge factory meant that when I went to load up my game, having done the update, it said that you need to, we need to go back into it actually, you need to have installed, selected and ready to go the maintenance facility, which is here somewhere. Where's the maintenance? There you go. You've got to have the maintenance production, because that produces the things, the maintenance pallets. So I was like, great, okay. Didn't really want to download that, but fair enough. So off it goes, downloads that. I click on it. No. If you're going to use the maintenance production, you need the thing that produces all the things that the maintenance production needs. So then you go up and then you need to see, that's the grain plate production. That's all I had, and the greenhouses. So then it says, on top of that then, you're going to need the Future Tech Production Pack. Because the Future Tech Production Pack produces some of the things required, including tools and things. There you go, Smith Tool Limited. That provides tools and things for the maintenance production. So I thought, okay, great, I'll download that. I didn't want to, but brilliant, I've downloaded that. Go to load the game up again, and it says, oh, no, hang on. If you're going to use those, then you need the bioplastics mod as well. All off of one tiny update. Like I say, all they had to do was say, look, have these pallets. The pallets are here. There's your maintenance. If you want to use the grain flake porridge factory, you're going to need to do some maintenance now. There's those. But if you don't want to buy them, you can download their other mods. What they've now done is, whereas I was using one mod pack, I've been forced to download four more, just so I can use one. And I thought, you know what, I don't want all of these installed. I don't want to be using them all, because it adds so many extra fill types and things in. And that can cause real problems with games. It can cause game crashes. It can cause games to stop loading up properly if you exceed or have too many fill types. Like you've got these ones that are producing sand and coal and copper and ore, and it's great to have, but I don't want any potential mod clashes, mod problems. So I thought I'll just remove the grain flake factory. So the whole thing we just did, you know, I say we just did. I thought, how can I do it in an interesting way that makes it a bit more exciting, a bit more fun? So that's why I went down the route I did. So as I was driving over to grab this weeder, it suddenly dawned on me, if I remove the grain flake factory production and all the other productions that it's made me download, I can't then have the greenhouses. The greenhouse has got to go. Ooh. So yeah, wondrous. Anyway, I don't know what to do now because I've got no option. If I want to keep that greenhouse, and I like the greenhouse, I like the fact the addition of honey to it now. That's really cool because the bees in that greenhouse are also pollinating the stuff. It's a clever thing. Do I just bite the bullet and say, you know, I've got stuff in there? Herbicide, liquid fertilizer, seed, water, it's all in there. Do I just say, okay, well, look, let's just remove that, put it in a different greenhouse, we'll put a different one in. It means Nico won't be able to have his blueberries. I don't know. So I'm going to do the weeding on here. Let's get this contract complete. What we're at 7% now. And you may be watching thinking, oh, what's his problem? Like I said, if it's just the mods, I mean, yes, I don't want to have to download all those mod packs. I was using one. I was quite happy using one. I chose to use that one because I like the look of it. I like what it did. And when I started using it, it was a lot cooler than I thought it was going to be. And in one small update, to be forced to download 4 other mod packs just so that one will now work, I find it irritating. But because of the amount of fill types that adds in, there is a risk. There is always a risk that the next time I come to load up my Kinlaig Let's Play to carry on, it won't load. It won't play. So I thought I'll just remove them. And in doing that now, that's going to cause me another issue. I don't know, it's just... Anyway, yep. Run over. Continue. Don't worry, Tony, I'm getting the last of the blueberries. if we do have to remove the greenhouse, you're going to get the last. This may be the last for a while though, I'm not sure, so hopefully Nico can eke them out a little bit. But I'm going to load up these blueberries. I've got some more carrots there. We have got a first of our sunflower. I'm pointing at the screen again, you can't see that. We've got the first of our sunflower for our little allotment. And we've got 4 pallets of carrots. I'm not doing anything with those yet, but I'm going to load up today's wood chip, furniture, planks, wood beams, possibly one of the you know, our wood piles, pallets. Once those run out, I haven't done any more forestry, I haven't cut any more trees down, haven't made any more. So once they're gone at the moment, that's it, that's all we've got. And to be fair, that's the same with all of it now, is because of the trees I've cut down, I can go and do more forestry if I wanted to in other areas. But if I cut many more trees down where I am, I could cut some down maybe where the Highlands are, maybe where the goats are. But I think the goats prefer to have it a bit more closed in, and the Highlands, maybe they could do with a bit more space. But I've done the thinning I'm going to do in the areas I've got. So there is a limit to the amount of you know, I could have cut all the trees down, but that's not my purpose on here. So yeah, that's what we're up to next. So yeah, I'll see you. What's coming? I don't know. I'm just trying to work out all my other jobs. I've got a worker doing the weeding now. I was so... I just thought, no, I need a breather. I couldn't sell the wool at the generic sell point, so I'm going somewhere we haven't been before. I did set a marker because I couldn't remember whereabouts it was. The Glen Hat Company. So we're gonna take it there. I'm not sure. I'm assuming it's the front. I can't remember if the sell point's at the back or not. The thing is saying here, it's showing the front, so I'm assuming it is. I'm just waiting for the pedestrian to move out of the way. Don't want to bump up the curb and scare anyone, do we? And then we'll... Yeah. Well, this is the first of the wool we're selling. Our first full wool pallet. I sat there for a while, and I thought I'll get some of the pallets out of the way. Let's get that done. So let's remove that. Done. Let's go back to the farm. Righty ho! Weeding contract complete. Did I say weedy or weeding? Oh, whatever. Weeding. It's done. More logs and stuff. The last 2 piles of logs are gone too, so money's up. Greenhouse has been taken down, so we're on to new one of those. This is going to get a bit of a jet whoosh. I'm going to change the tyres over. I've been talking about putting the flotation tyres on this for ages. I do need to feed get some more total mix rationing for the cows actually. Now we've got more. Oh, we got kids. We got some baby goats, which is rather cool. Yeah, they have happened rather quickly. They are happening, and then we're going to put in the new greenhouse. I've gone for. Can I fit in here with this, or do I need to move the lorry again? That's what I'm going to do. I think I might move it over. That would make sense because it all seems to be. I'm in one. Now I've got rid of all the front loader gear that we didn't need, and the front loader. We've still got the power finger on the back. Again, I'm on the wrong thing. Front engine on. So what we'll do. Whoa, that was close. Oh, I just missed that. I can get this in at an angle. There we go. That's better. We're right at the back then, power finger's out of the way, that's out of the way. We are turned off, yes we are, so now I can get to me my little workbench thing a little bit easier. I can't remember which brand it was had the flotations, but I'll find them. Let's get those on. And then let's check out this. Yes, I've gone for it's a large, it's a tall one. This one came with these as well. It's being supplied and put up by Antics. We want that there, and we want to customise. Would it be under? There we go. Flotations. They're rather chunky. Do we have flotations at any of the others? Let's have a look. Nope. Trelleborgs, but yeah, flotations on the Trelleborgs. Oh, I'm going to stick with. We'll keep it on that. Flotation, $7 grand. Oh, I don't know. I'm a bit short of cash at the moment. I don't know if we can afford that. That's you know. Oh, I'll tell you what we are going to check because this happens every single time. Let's go back into customise. Every time you change something, for some reason, it puts the number plates back on. Have the number plates gone back on? Yes, they have. Oh, it does my head in. Right, there we go. Some proper chunkies on now. Let's go around and check this out. I can grab a trailer and we can do a total mix ration. Sort that in a minute, but I just want to. Yeah, so we've got a gap now. Now I'm concerned because we did put a dry stone wall in, whether or not the new greenhouse will fit. It should do. It looks a bit chunky. I can't even remember what it is it requires. I just saw it and thought, oh yeah, I remember looking at that and thinking, that's cool. So let's have a look. I'm sure I'm sure I think that maybe I put it in. What would it be? Oh, here we go. Universal large greenhouse with manure, without manure. Should we go with manure? So that one shows manure. That one says with manure. It's a whole load of things it does. Yes, let's go with that. Will it fit in the space? That's the problem. Where's the front? Where's the back? Oh yeah, look, we've got a problem here. Oh, I'm going to take the dry stone wall out, aren't I? Because we've got stuff around the back for it as well. There's a trigger at the back so you can unload bulk stuff. Not everything, but some stuff. You can change the speed of it. You've got beehives up the top. Double stack. So it's pretty cool. But I think then what we're going to have to do... Sorry, Tony. I know Tony came out. He was our dry stone waller. enter demolition mode. It's just going to be that one section. Take that out. And then we'll try that again, shall we? That's better. That looks like the front. Looks like the back. What we're saying price-wise, 54 and a bit. If we go back a little bit, can we get away with it? We're about to see, because I think as things are so. Oh, actually, what we need to do. There we go. It's a bit better. Oh, it could be. It could be carnage. What's it overlapping with now? It's in. Oh, it's a big one. So let's have a look. Yeah, it's like a bit different, isn't it? Bees all up there. So, oh, we do carrots here as well. Cotton, mushrooms, bit of everything. Green beans, lettuce, long grain rice. Ooh. Oh, didn't know that. I don't know why I'm so excited by that, but oh, long grain rice. Oh, and normal rice. We can do rice related things. So it just requires incoming materials of manure and water. What's the... Oh, have I made a mistake here? Because I'm sure there was something it said about... Maybe I've dreamt it. We're going to have to go and buy manure though, aren't we? About it making manure from other things. What if there's another... Oh, is there another version of this? Was that the original version? So that one there, universal large greenhouse. And then that one says with manure. That one is showing the manure. Should I put that one down? Well, I need water no matter what. So we can get water in. I don't know. Yeah, maybe we could grow a couple of bits and bobs. Yeah, and around the back here, I believe, these silos can be removed if you don't want them to be showing. This here, speed. How do I do that? Triangle. There's some way of changing it. I'm sure there's a little. Oh, what did I just do? Oh, blimey. No. Maybe I don't want them there. I don't know. I'll have to fiddle around with those triggers later on. Maybe, maybe not. We'll do some more gravelling. We need to put some gravel around the back here now because that's all changed a little bit. And then let's get some water, put that in. Do I put another dry stone wall at the front at an angle? No, I might leave it open actually. This looks a bit more weather resistant. We've got brick wall down the bottom. We've got these big old stone containers at the front. But we are going to go and buy some manure. I need to double check that. Right, let's go and get the water bowser. I didn't check to see how much water this required actually. What is our capacity for water? 80,000 litres. And manure 80,000 litres. Okay. Do a bit of all sorts in there. Unfortunately, no blueberries, I'm afraid, Tony. It's pretty nifty looking, though. I think this is probably going to be a shorter episode. I know I do say that a lot. I'm going to say something. I love how this turned out. It's got this lovely lush, especially now with the grass is all grown. It feels more like a kind of, I know there are trees in there, but a sort of more of a meadow than it did originally when I did it. Originally it was a bit like, oh, I don't know, but yeah, do you know what? It's good. And we'll go and have a look at the kids as well while we're there. Have a look at some baby goats, why not? Then we're always down to the animal dealer. I'm sure we can buy manure down there, can't we? Should be too expensive. Get a full load, bring that up. At some point, I will show you in my big shed, my cheese collection. I'm collecting cheese. We got a lot. when we come to sell that, we should do all right. But that's part of our Kinlaig cheese cheese thing, you know. Kinlaig Farm cheeses. That's the words. The words in that order that I was looking for. Where are they? We have got some. I heard them. I saw them. Where are you, little hooligans? This is looking nice as well. And they are camouflage. You look across and you think, I can't, until you see one move, you're like, where are they all? They're in here. They are in here. I can hear you. There's one. We got one. Yeah. So the 42 that I put in, I then put in another 18. So we're up to 60. The original 42 have had 42 babies. So we've got, yeah, they're going to start growing. And obviously we're going to need a bit more grass and stuff in there. I don't think our Highlands have reproduced yet. And other ones haven't. Cheese thing's still cracking along, doing its thing. Let's grab the water, get that topped up. Let's go and get some manure. Yeah, so I think it might be a little bit of a shorter one. I'll be honest with you, all the stuff at the start, it's the same as anything, is it? You have these bright ideas and you think, oh, I'll tell you what we'll do. But setting up and prepping, it took a while. It takes some time. Have we got any contracts available we could just pick up quickly? Oh, I suppose we've got a ploughing one. We've got a plough. We can pick up a ploughing contract. Where's that? Field 7. Maybe we'll grab the plough and we'll head off to do that at the very end. Maybe. I will accept it. Why not? It's there. Again, like I say, we're helping out local farmers. Doing a good deed. I mean, we're being paid for it, but we are helping out too. I could just say, I don't need the money, you're on your own. But why would I do that? Oh, Tommy's ration. We need to. I haven't actually emptied out of that thing yet. We'll give that a go as well. Oh, I put that back empty. That's unlike me. What is happening in the world? That is very unlike me. Normally my brain will not allow that kind of thing to happen. Right. Let's get cracking. Now, I know that when I got rid of the other production in here, I took all the Tarmix ration that it had produced and I put it into our little extra silo over there. So I have got 125,000 litres of Tarmix ration in there, but I wanted to, yeah. So I haven't used this yet, so let's do it. I didn't even press anything. I didn't press a button. I didn't do nothing. So you can't. So you can't just take a little bit out. It just does it. That's mad. Okay then. So I guess there's no way you can't actually switch this on or off or anything. It just does its thing. Anyway, yeah. So that will need another top up, a few bits and bobs. Like I say, I've got all the stuff I need. All the component parts. Let's go around and I think what we'll do now is start using from the silo. What I've been doing is going, when I do my rounds of feeding the cows, I tend to do the Highlands and they go up and through the pen for the other ones, because we can go to there. It should come up. There we go. Let's make sure they got some. And as long as we avoid driving into any, we'll just go straight through. I mean, I should have probably fenced this end, but I was so close to it, and I thought, oh no, I'll leave it. I don't want to start mucking around with that. Oh, got to be careful because you're right at the edge. There we go. Right, feed them, and let's go and get this manure. I am going to possibly, I know I keep on being an R-ing, but oh, look at all the cows. Yes, I'm trying to avoid you all. Yeah. What she said. Cool. How much will this take? Fair bit actually. Okay, fair bit more than I thought they were going to. They're hungry. There we go. Woo. Okay. I was thinking, oh, I don't need a full trailer load. That was not a bad shout, right? Manure. I could be running manure. Well, I tried with the manure heap with these particular animal pens, but it didn't always work well. It was finding the location to place it where it said there was a manure heap. I think the only time I managed to pull it off was Sunshine Forest. That seemed to work okay. It's not going to be expensive to buy it. We've got enough productions of things running. We've got that 5G radio mast thing. We've got all these things. So going to buy some manure. No big hassle. All of the young salmon stock I had, I did take down to our offshore aquaculture. Oh, that's something while I'm doing this. Actually, thank you to Nina, the lovely Nina, who reached out. If I did a map tour on the Alps a while back, and it had an update, and what I'll often just kind of glance through, and what I'm looking for usually when I do a mod review is, does the map require a new save game with the changes? Because sometimes the change logs on maps are quite extensive, and I don't read them all out on a mod review. I'll just say whether or not it's going to need a new save game or not for the updates that have been made. Nina messaged me and said, have you looked at the Alps since the last update? So I said, no. So you should go and have a look. They've added aquaculture, and they've added I think you said a ferry, or a boat, a ferry, that goes across to the aquaculture, and there's a whole, so you have to have the Highlands fishing on, but they've added it onto the map. So I think that's pretty cool. So I haven't been back on to have a look actually, but I just thought, while I'm talking about that, might as well. We're on the way down. Whoa! Oh, that was so close. That was one nervous driver. I stopped way back from the junction. The car had already pulled out. So we should be into June, to harvest time, maybe? Maybe not. So we'll see. I want to use our harvester. Before I finish on Kinlaig, I want to use my harvester that we bought, because we've got a lot of fields, we've planted some crops, we've put some stuff in. Unfortunately, the wheat, I planted the wheat so we'd have loads more stuff to put into the porridge factory for the flaking, but you know, that's not to be anymore. How much for a full load, please, monsieur? Oh, there's no... Okay. That's weird. It takes 80,000 litres. I'll probably do a couple of runs. Oh, that wasn't too bad, is it? A little over 2 grand? Pfft. I did make a mistake. I did place the wrong one. Luckily, we've managed to adjust. We have adjusted. So this one has got double recipes. You've got a recipe with or without manure. So you got that one, water and manure. That one, just water. So you don't have to have it just manure. You can have it water or manure. Or you can run both at the same time, which is great. I still do all the same crops. What I also forgot was, there's me putting loads of water in. And obviously now the water I put in, it's no good. At the bottom, I can turn water on, so we've got a water pump. So what will happen is, I think on the hour, that will then pump water in. Oh no, it's already going at 11. So that will pump water into the greenhouse. I don't have to supply it with water. That's cool. So I haven't got to worry about going backwards and forwards, which of course I already had. But it also says, in the brochure that came with the greenhouse, it says converting fertiliser, liquid manure, digestate and liquid fertiliser into manure. So the fact it takes manure, and I have got one load that we went to collect, as you've already seen. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to unload this in. And then what we'll do is I'm going to go and get my sprayer, and we're going to put some liquid manure, some liquid fertiliser in. Let's tip that in. Because I'm assuming what that means is that which one's filling up? Yeah, look, that looks like a liquid in there. So what I'm going to do, because we've got herbicide in at the moment, I'll empty the herbicide out. We've got 2 tanks of liquid fertiliser. It definitely says fertiliser, liquid manure, digestate and liquid fertiliser into manure. So because we've got a concentrate of that, that works out even cheaper than, I know this was only 2,000 a load, but it will work out cheaper and easier if I can fill it with that as well. So now we have got a bit of both in. What we can do, I think we are going to run. I've done mushrooms, but we don't do a lot of rice stuff. Let's do normal rice and long grain rice. Let's do a bit of both. Let's do some rice. Why not? We got all sorts. Yeah, look at it all. Isn't it cool? Let's do some rice. Yeah, water's filling up. We've got a bit of manure in here. Those should be chugging away. Well, they'll get chugging away at some point. Brilliant stuff. Hey, look at that. A mixture of the two. We're now rice farmers. And all these beehives should now be in addition to the ones we've got already. So we should get a lot more coming out. Let me go and check this. I'll do the ploughing off camera. I've ended up doing more in here than I thought I was going to do. I suppose in a way it's kind of worked out, although it wasn't the best that I've done or had to do what I've done. I didn't have to do what I've done, but I kind of like this greenhouse. There is a colour option as well. I think I left it as it was standard, but there is a colour option for it as well. Let's just, actually I don't know, have I got, I'll be better if it's in a tank, I think. The back bit where it is, we'll empty the tank out. We'll fill up with the 2 we've already got. Do that. I should be able, where's this going to unload though? This action cannot be performed here. Why not? Oh, come on. We've got some in here, haven't we? No, it does. I don't understand. Why will that not work? Unload. Oh. It's put in the garden. It just needs to be a little bit over by the wall. Okay, we've got them here. We can move those. I'll get those shifted, don't worry. That's what we'll do then. Obviously it would take quite a few loads of this. It's probably going to be quicker and easier inside a bigger tank. I'm just curious to see if it'll work. If it lets me unload it into there, then great. And it just goes to show then I don't need it to just be manure. If you've got cows that are producing loads of digestate or slurry, or you've got loads of digestate from a biogas plant or something like that, then you can put that in there instead of just manure, and it does make it quite a versatile greenhouse. Don't worry about the crop. The crop's going to be absolutely fine. It is, yeah. Well, look at that. Isn't that a thing of beauty? Yep, that is filling up a bit more. How are we looking in here? Cool. Okay. So, do I continue to just use my concentrate and do that just over 2,000 litres at a time, or is it going to be better to go down and just grab 31,000 litres of manure? I think I might go and grab some manure. I just wanted to see if it did work, if it would work. Because it wasn't saying anything else, it just said manure. I thought, well, you know what, let's check. So anyway, that's where I'm going to end the episode. I'm going to do the ploughing off camera. Few jobs, few bits, few things needed to be dealt with. We have dealt with said things. Financially, we're doing well. We can keep an eye out for anything in the used market or potentially new. I'm just trying to think, what do we need? Do we need? We could go for a bigger tractor. Should we go for a Genesis, a T8 Genesis? We've got the T8000. Do we need? I don't know if we need one. Need is a strong word, isn't it? But Might be quite cool to have the modern version of it with a bit more oomph. I don't know, I'll give it some thought. Anyway, I'm off to get some more manure. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then of course, please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. As always, thanks for watching.